Sylvan Dale has been in my life since I was 2 years old. And the way that happened is actually through this guy right here, who is my father, Morris Jessup. He's the one who discovered Sylvan Dale. At that time, Sylvan Dale was owned by a Christian college. Reverend Weldon, who was the president of the college, was starting up a boy and girl camp. And when the opportunity came available, my dad approached him and ended up getting a summer job. At the end of the summer, he said, "Reverend Weldon, I love this place, and someday I'm going to buy Sylvan Dale." And when he finished college, he got his degree in math and science. He was going to be a math and science teacher and coach. And it just so happened there was a really cute little secretary, this beautiful lady, Mamie Tomlinson. That is how they met. 11 years of life happened. During that time, they got married. They had a couple of kids, my brother and me. And while he was there, World War II started. And so he enlisted in the Army Air Corps. He taught a course in meteorology. Toward the end of the war, this letter finally caught up with him. And when he opened the letter, it said, "Sylvan Dale is for sale." They didn't have any money. So what do you do when you don't have money? You have a philosophy. Sometimes that's more important than money. His philosophy was, don't worry about what you don't have. Just know where you're going and just start going there. So he did. He was bidding on 125 acres, $12,501. You're sitting on that land right now. And so my dad just got a board, painted Guest Ranch with a big arrow on it, took it up on the highway, and we started as Sylvan Dale Guest Ranch. The two loves of my mom and dad was Sylvan Dale and education. And so it came to us that bringing those two things together and having that be the future of the legacy of this place was just right. From that came a reality of a nonprofit called the HeartJ Center for Experiential Learning. The mission of the HeartJ Center is hands-on learning for all ages, because this place is an outdoor classroom. And the reason the HeartJ is in their name is because the heart is the love of the land and the J is our last name, Jessup.
Susan's father, Morris Jessup, was an educator himself, and Susan Jessup also has that love for this place. They have always wanted this space to be used as a 3,000-acre outdoor classroom space. Sylvan Dale Ranch is a remarkably magical place in terms of our biodiversity and the wildlife that we have here. We have 6 different habitats here on the ranch. We have our grasslands, we have our ponderosa pine forests, and we have our open rocky areas on our ridges, as well as our shrublands. And then we also have our woodlands. And then we're sitting right next to our riparian area, which is our Big Thompson River. So we're super fortunate to have this dense biodiversity. It really curates a space that is so unique for outdoor learning. It gives me the opportunity to be fueled by that passion and then to create lessons and curriculum and just provide space for students to come out here and learn from that.
When I first started working, I was leading a lot of the youth programs. At one point, we had a group of 4th graders out and we spent the day doing all kinds of cool stuff. We had archery and they studied food webs. And at the end of the day, we capped things off with a hike. And I had this one boy who just kind of wanted to walk with me. He wanted to chat. As we were kind of wrapping up the day, we were walking down one of the pasture roads and I was asking him, what was your favorite part of the day? He stopped and he said, this part right here, walking like this. Like I've never walked like this before. I think what he was really getting at was that he had never spent the day outside exploring like that. To have a young person hiking for the first time and being impacted in that way was pretty neat to be a part of.
Sharing it is what makes it even more special. Success is creating a space where people can come and get away from everything out there on the other side of the ridge. It's all about giving people an opportunity to connect with things that are important in life. You can connect with the mountains, with the horses, with the river, with each other. It's amazing the amount of friendships that are made and how strong they are here in just a few days.
I run 3 different programs now. For our school year, we do field trips for kids to come out of their normal classroom and experience programs such as river ecology, wildlife natural history, challenges on the challenge course, and shoot archery in our archery range. The second major program is our nature school, which encompasses outdoor skills and experience, social and community development, as well as earth and life sciences and environmental stewardship. And then our third program that I run is our summer camp program. That is more focused on outdoors in nature in the Rocky Mountains. We led a program for leadership. We had a student in middle school who didn't believe that you could be a quiet leader, because when you think about leaders, you think about the loud ones. We were doing an activity at the challenge course, and obviously the louder leader stood out more. In the afternoon, we were working with the horses, and the thing about working with horses is that you have to be a quiet leader. Horses are of the animals that don't use vocal language. Horses very quickly will learn who the quiet leaders are, and they will move towards them. And so this student shined in that moment.
It's very personal for me. My family's from here, and so I kind of feel this bioregion in my DNA. Protecting this area is really close to my heart. The work that I get to do with the HeartJ Center really enables me to put all that into action. That's ultimately the vision of the HeartJ Center, as we continue to be able to work on these 3,000 plus acres for programming, but also working with our adult programs with first responders, veterans. We work with teachers. What we do well is working with people that are experiencing some sort of burnout or just need to take some deep breaths and need to step away from the busyness of life. One thing that we're really fortunate to be working on right now is a program called Elevate. It's a 3-year program. The thrust of it is to address mental health in the communities that need it most. This program will be bringing folks out for day-long programs where they'll get to connect with nature and the skilled professionals, so therapists and coaches and folks that can help them work on some of the sticky points in their life. But we're also developing a toolkit, helpful prompts that people can use in their life when they have to head back to the city or whatever life is for them. A lot of healing in that process.
We call it the Western lifestyle, being out in nature, hiking, getting connected with a horse and being able to go out on trail. Moving cattle, people love to move cattle. Just fun things like wagon rides and campfires and s'mores and softball in the field of dream, a hoedown in this room. We say we have old-fashioned fun, but we can't have magic without the people here. The people make the magic. It's a legacy now. It's a legacy that my parents left us, and we're caretakers of that legacy. The legacy is the land, which gratefully 70% is under conservation easement now. It's the history and it's the experience. That is the legacy of Sylvan Dale. One of the groups that the HeartJ Center brought to Sylvan Dale in recent years is veterans that came to tell their personal story and to have their personal story be put to music. So we had songwriters from all over the U.S., and the veterans that were invited to this experience shared with them their story. And then the songwriter put their story into a song. We had a concert here where all of those songs were sung, and it was a healing experience. With someone like you, a pal so good and true, I'd like to leave it all behind and go and find a place that's known to God alone. Just the spot to call our own. We'll find perfect peace where joys never cease, out there beneath the kindly skies. We'll build a sweet little nest somewhere out in the west, and let the rest of the world go by. That's it, Mom and Dad, you did it.